Lai Yun's eyes flashed with deep thought as he muttered, this formation is worthy of being called the world's greatest killing formation. Could it be that all this is just for this rock called the NG stone? Even a demon lord would go mad for it. It seems I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't take it. Suddenly, a cold voice echoed in his mind, saying, were you dreaming? Lai Yun was filled with suspicion and hardly turned around. However, before him was only an unfathomable void of consciousness. There was not a single figure in sight. A flash of lightning streaked by, and the voice sounded again. Even a mortal like you dares to harbor the ambition of touching existences that do not belong to this world. The end for you is only destruction. The gloomy, chilling voice echoed in Lai Yun's mind. It was none other than Dai Yi. The demon lord Dai Yi continued, the NG stone is not something you can touch. Get out now or hand over this body to me, for only I have the ability to subdue it. Lai Yun was alarmed. Could it be that by being bonded with Dai Yi's demonic essence for so long, he had been encroached upon to the point where the demon lord's voice could manifest in his mind? It seems the matter of the East Sea Moon Bright Pearl cannot be delayed any longer. But for now, Lai Yun struggled to remain calm and spoke up, demon, it seems you are very greedy for the NG stone placed down there, aren't you? Looking at the patterns on that stone, I can vaguely guess that it might share the same lineage as you demons. The demon answered indifferently, so what if it does? Lai Yun laughed coldly. Initially, I only intended to take the stone out of curiosity, but since you've already admitted it, its importance to the demon race is obvious. How could I just stand by and watch? There is no other way. It seems this life of mine was destined to oppose you demons. He dashed straight toward the formation, shouting, I am determined to take this NG stone today. The demon roared and shook, step at once. Throughout Lai Yun's body, the aura from his undying golden body glowed incessantly. His body plunged rapidly toward the bottom of the water, headed straight for the mesmerizingly colored stone resting on the altar. The deafening explosion erupted as two streams of energy collided violently at the depths, creating a raging vortex that spiraled uncontrollably. At that moment, above the bridge, Reborn stayed with wide, terrified eyes at the river surging with violent waves. The water gradually turned pitch black, and the terrifying power erupting from below made even the depths of his soul tremble. Du Jingguan frowned and asked, could that brat still be safe and sound? Nguyen Tu Line looked on in panic and asked anxiously, Uncle Bu, is it really no problem? Du Jingguan stayed down for a long time before saying, that brat is surely struggling in his death throes down there, which is what provoked the Tahir golden talisman array to unleash its killing intent. But this dark power is terrifying and far exceeds his strength. What on earth is going on? Nguyen Tu Line asked, do you think he has the ability to break the formation or destroy the NG stone? Du Jingguan answered confidently, young Master Tu Line is too worried. Although that brat is a bit eccentric, the idea that he has the strength to destroy the Tahir golden talisman array or the NG stone is truly laughable. Has the young master forgotten the origin of the NG stone? Years ago, the old city lord accidentally obtained the subject. Even with his world-shaking cultivation, he was driven mad by it, and after that, he tried every way to uncover the secrets within but failed. He then invited the masters of the year to establish the Tahir golden talisman array 200 miles north of Panyu city and entrusted the three of us to guard it. If he could break this rock formation, wouldn't the affair of the old city lord be reduced to a joke? Nguyen Tu Line felt a bit more at ease upon hearing this and said, I remember now. The reason the old city lord abdicated early was also because he was affected by this NG stone. Afterward, he handed the position to Jiang Sioran and then vanished without a trace. His eyes flashed with hatred. If the old city lord hadn't left, perhaps Du Feiyang would have perished in Hanyu City back then, and my Nguyen family would not have fallen into the current state of lacking talent. Du Jingguan consoled him, young master, do not be sad. Life has its ups and downs. No family remains prosperous forever. After years of hiding, the Nguyen family now has two people like Tu Mao and young master Tu Lang. The future will surely become the number one family in Hanyu City. Nguyen Tu Lang replied, hearing you say that, I also believe that Lai Yun will find it difficult to escape at this time. It is late now. Tomorrow, my eldest brother will hold a gathering of heroes at King Fengming Nguyen Tower to compete. I shall take my leave first. If there are any changes here, report them to me immediately. Du Jingguan smiled, then master, rest assured, there will certainly be no incidents. The three of us have guarded this place for too long. I hope young master Tu Lang can influence things so that we may leave sooner. Nguyen Tu Lang replied, very well, I will do my best to take care of this matter. The river below was churning violently, with a fierce aura permeating everywhere, carrying pressure as if it wanted to stifle the soul. Every living thing in those waters perished instantly. This place had inevitably turned into a dead zone with no escape. The churning water had now turned into the deadly weapon of the formation, concealing thick killing intent that spread into every corner. If Lai Yun had not relied on his sturdy undying golden body for protection, he would have surely been torn into 1,000 fragments. The demon warned that the NG stone was ruthlessly destroying those who wanted to seize it, so he urged him to hand over his body instead. I have my own way to handle it, otherwise both you and I will lose our lives in this place. At this moment, the block of Nai stone suddenly emitted strange fluctuations. The murderous energy accumulated within the grand formation began to be awakened by it. They gradually condensed into shape, manifesting as a colossal Dharma appearance hundreds of feet tall that looked extremely terrifying. Lai Yunjiao stood watching in shock, his heart inevitably feeling extreme horror. That Dharma appearance suddenly let out a resounding roar, its aftershocks sweeping in all directions alongside the spreading murderous intent. Lai Yunjiao's expression became increasingly grave. The lethal killing intent of the formation had reached such a level that even his half-affected indestructible golden body struggled to withstand it. Don't hesitate anymore. Those cards within the Divine Realm tablet won't be able to handle it. Give me control of the body, for only by letting me manifest the true demon Dharma appearance is there any hope of survival. True demon Dharma appearance. Lai Yunjiao muttered silently to himself. Memories of the true demon Dharma appearance left behind by the skeleton suddenly flooded his mind. Although he had never practiced it before, it seemed like the only choice now. He replied in a deep voice, telling the demon to transfer its demonic origin force to him, which caused the demon to exclaim in surprise. What? Lai Yunjiao hurriedly urged, quickly. If you want to preserve your life, you must follow my words exactly. Fine, the demon agreed. and as soon as it finished speaking, the mountain-sized hand of the Dharma appeared and slammed down ferociously. It crushed straight down upon Li Yunjiao. Li Yunjiao's figure was caught in that palm. Though he hadn't lost his life, his entire body was battered and looked utterly wretched. Clear, still, fierce, Bart, demonic runes poured from Li Yunjiao's mouth, his face showing clear solemnity and dignity. A terrifying surge of power erupted from his dantian, directly tearing apart all the shackles binding his physical body. A source of vital energy continuously surged inside his body. Behind Li Yunjiao, the Dharma appearance with 3 heads and 6 arms began to emerge, featuring a cold black face and a furious red face. Its 4 arms danced incessantly in midair, eventually mimicking the exact same hand seals that Li Yunjiao himself was holding in front of his chest. True demon Dharma appearance. How can you possibly possess it? The voice within Li Yunjiao screamed out repeatedly. It seemed incredulous, saying it was impossible, absolutely impossible. The surges of demonic origin force began to churn throughout his entire body. As the surrounding aura turned pitch black, the savage killing intent of the formation gradually diminished until it was barely perceptible. The head of the nice stone Dharma appearance let out a murderous roar, its eyes filled with ferocity as it charged straight toward Li Yunjiao. The moment Li Yunjiao acted, the remaining 2 heads of the Dharma appearance glowed with malevolent light, and its 6 arms simultaneously performed different hand seals. Instantly, 9 brilliant rays of light flew out from within his body. The violent profound energy radiated in all directions, forcing the pitch-black river below to shake violently, and the scattered pieces of heavenly beast wave-crushing peaches fell neatly into his hands. The cold bone-chilling sword, the great compassion cloud pattern mirror, along with the hammer and the emperor bell, were all ready. Raising the cloud pattern mirror, its beam of light shot out intensely, while at the same time the emperor bell released a powerful sound wave, causing the rolling water to surge up like massive waves. The golden character appeared on the hammer, and the power of the cauldron exploded as he swung his arm down hard. Meanwhile, the sword Kai and blade light from the profound artifacts merged together to deliver a fatal blow. 5 9th-tier profound artifacts and the universe deity monument were activated simultaneously. Even that 3-headed, 6-armed Dharma idol could not withstand the pressure. The fragments of light enveloping the rainbow stone shattered into pieces, causing Li Yunxiao to feel a pain so intense it felt as if his eyes were about to explode. A surge of power erupted from his eyes, and in the blink of an eye, the warped space sucked the rainbow stone into the universe deity monument. In the air above the river's surface, Du Riquang and Du Xingguang stood frozen, staring blankly at the strange scene before them. The water split in 2, serving as proof that the Taehua golden talisman sealing array had been completely crushed. As the equilibrium was shattered, chaotic energy immediately spread, sweeping away everything in its path. Both sides of the river were sliced open, and water surged upward like roaring beasts, the water columns reaching straight into the blue sky. Just as the rainbow stone disappeared, the eerie power dissipated, and the massive wall of water collapsed, filling the void in an instant. Li Yunxiao was surprised to find that although his essence, energy, and spirit were exhausted, he had miraculously recovered thanks to the eerie force from the rainbow stone. Right at that moment, countless bubbles behind Li Yunxiao's back began to move, surging forward rapidly. A sharp blade aura tore through the river surface, drowning Li Yunxiao with killing intent from all sides. He immediately summoned the Twilight Cloud treasure mirror to counter it. His left hand rapidly formed hand seals, and the treasure mirror immediately split into 2, then 4, and in the blink of an eye, more than 10 mirrors surrounded him. A series of violent blade strikes slashed down, most of which were reflected by the mirrors. Nevertheless, the residual force still seeped through the formation and struck directly inside. Du Yuguan looked surprised when he saw his own attack being reflected back at him. Who are you today? Break the Taehua golden talisman sealing array and steal the rainbow stone. Surrender at once and come with me to see the Red Moon City Lord. Du Yuguan stared at the youth with eyes that sought to pierce his soul. Although he appeared cold, his heart was deeply shaken because he knew how terrifying the grand array was. Li Yunxiao, on the contrary, only gave a cold laugh and tossed the universe deity monument forward. He declared that inside this monument was a separate world, and if they wanted to capture him, they should go in and find him themselves. He flashed a mocking smile and then transformed into a beam of light, dashing into the universe deity monument. Du Yuguan widened his eyes in astonishment and exclaimed, "What? A world of its own? Could this be the legendary transcendent great profound artifact?" Still skeptical, he used his divine sense to probe the monument, but the moment it touched, it felt like a grain of sand in a vast ocean, swallowed entirely without a trace. Du Yuguan's expression turned grim as he muttered, "It is indeed extraordinary. Although I don't believe it contains its own world, that kid has truly disappeared." At the same time, the water rippled and 2 figures surged up. They were Du Xingguang and Du Riquang. Du Xingguang asked in a panic, "Second brother, what on earth happened? Where is the rainbow stone?" Du Yuguan replied in a low voice that the object had been stolen, adding, "What is this person's background that he could break the grand array? We've caused a major disaster this time." Du Riquang thought for a while and said, "The kid is hidden inside the monument. If we capture him and present him to the city lord, we might be able to redeem ourselves." Du Riquang suggested that he try to use his own strength to shatter the object and see what would happen. He gave a loud shout and swung his sword down. The entire river seemed to be cut in half with the water flowing upward, yet the universe deity monument stood tall, without moving an inch. All 3 men were stunned, their faces clearly showing panic. Given Du Riquang's power, a full-strength blow should have left a mark even on a 9th-tier profound artifact if it didn't break it. Du Yuguan's face darkened as he ordered, "No matter what secret this monument holds, we must try again. This is our last hope for redemption. Otherwise, our only path is a life in exile." Du Xingguang also gritted his teeth in agreement. "Fine, but the 3 of us brothers working together, surely we can't fail to subdue a mere brat." The 3 of them simultaneously signaled their agreement and immediately transformed into 3 brilliant streaks of light, plunging deep into the universe deity monument. The surface of the monument flashed with a strange light, and the 3 of them vanished without leaving a trace. From within the universe deity monument, Li Yunxiao's figure shot out and landed on the ground. He gave a self-satisfied sigh. How could these fools fall into a trap so easily? Well then, let them fend for themselves inside this treasure for a while. Wait until I have captured that East Sea Moonlight Pearl and safely leave Red Moon City. Then I will return to settle the score with them later. He took a deep breath and soared straight into the air, skipping that surging river. Calculating that the auspicious date for the gathering of elites was approaching, he decided to find a quiet place to regulate his true kai before entering the city, because if his trip met with any incidents, it would surely bring about a succession of terrifying storms. At the elegant Clear Breeze and Bright Moon Pavilion, a man was concentrating all his focus on pruning blood tea. Each leaf, after being cut by him, was neatly arranged on a tray. Finally, he stepped forward to light the fire and boil a kettle of filtered water, preparing to brew tea. Those who enter my pavilion find only the cool breeze. Those who sit with me find only the bright moon. A man of extraordinary character said while admiring the twin towers. It was Bei Ming Lai Feng from the North Sea Profound Palace. He smiled slightly and said, "This poem truly captures the noble aura of Red Moon City. None in the entire eastern region can compare, like a bright moon amidst a cool breeze." Leading all the hearers, the one accompanying him was Cheng Hao Myro of the soul-devouring sect. He wore a set of barrel clothes and had a somewhat strange appearance. He smirked and asked, "It seems Brother Lai Feng is not quite content with Red Moon City leading the martial arts world in this eastern region, is he?" Bei Ming Lai Feng chuckled slightly with a look of mockery and replied, "Brother Hao Myro, do you always enjoy sowing discord between Red Moon City and the North Sea Profound Palace? Don't you find it boring?" Upon hearing this, Cheng Hao Myro felt a bit embarrassed and could only force a laugh in defense. "I had no such intention." As the two were engrossed in conversation, a faint fragrance of tea suddenly drifted towards them. Bei Ming Lai Feng immediately turned back to look at Nguyen Tu Mao and praised him. "The fragrance is so rich. Just a small sniff makes my meridians feel relaxed and my spirit incredibly uplifted. It truly lives up to its reputation as the world's finest tea. This time, I must accept your thoughtful hospitality, Brother Tu Mao." "It's nothing." Nguyen Tu Mao smiled modestly as he poured boiling water into the teapot. Wreaths of white smoke billowed out, emitting a rich fragrance that made anyone who smelled it crave for more. "Please, both of you, take your seats. This red tea is extremely difficult to handle. Every preparation stage requires absolute meticulousness. I hope you both will forgive me for making you wait until now." Nguyen Tu Mao raised the pot and poured water into 3 shimmering jade cups. The bright red liquid flowed steadily from the spout like blood. However, the moment it touched the bottom of the purple jade cup, the liquid immediately turned into a soothing emerald green color. Nguyen Tu Mao gently pushed the cups toward his two guests, saying, "Please, have some tea." Bei Ming Lai Feng could not hide his surprise and asked, "This tea has a rather eerie color when poured, so why does it look no different from ordinary green tea once it's in the cup?" Nguyen Tu Mao smiled and explained, "The original color of this red tea is too much like fresh blood, which easily overwhelms the drinker and prevents it from achieving perfection in both color and taste. Therefore, Red Moon City specially requested the alchemy masters at the Sea of God Transformation to conduct intensive research for many years. Finally, they created these purple jade cups to help the tea change color instantly. This method preserves the tea's quality while adding a hint of refreshing coolness from the jade. Drinking it is unspeakably invigorating. Please, have a taste." Bei Ming Lai Feng and Cheng Hao Myro simultaneously raised the jade cups to eye level and slowly took a small sip to savor it. Immediately after, their expressions transformed into sheer amazement, followed by intense joy. "Wonderful. It truly lives up to its name." Cheng Hao Myro exhaled softly after circulating his energy and praised in awe. "This sip of tea actually shook the bottleneck of my cultivation, which has been stagnant for a long time. Brother Tu Mao, how much does this supreme grade cost? Sell me a few £100 so I can drink it gradually." Hearing this, Bei Ming Lai Feng also changed expression in surprise. Reaching the current level of power meant that breaking through was incredibly difficult. Even thousand-year spiritual medicines could hardly change things. Yet, a small sip of tea was equivalent to many months of secluded cultivation. If he truly had hundreds of pounds, it would be unimaginable. Nguyen Tu Mao's forehead broke out in small beads of sweat as he explained between laughter and tears. "This type of tea is divided into 4 grades: superior, medium, low, and supreme. The difference lies in which level of expert's blood is used to water the plants. The kind Brother Hao Myro just drank belongs to the superior grade, nourished entirely with the fresh blood of 9 heavens martial emperors throughout its growth. Most notably, it must not be mixed with other blood sources or have its watering interrupted for even a single day. The total amount of this superior grade in our entire city doesn't even add up to 2 pounds. Bei Ming Lai Feng nodded as if he understood. Such a harsh cultivation method truly makes one shudder. If this item could be mass-produced, perhaps Red Moon City would have ruled the world long ago. However, if this top-tier liquid is only superior grade, then how terrifying would the supreme grade be?" Nguyen Tu Mao slowly replied, "To obtain supreme grade blood tea, one must use the warm blood of a 9-star martial emperor. This remains only a legend in the history books. In the past, an old city lord imprisoned 2 lifelong enemies who were 9-star martial emperors and used elixirs to sustain their dying breaths just to harvest blood for the tea. In exchange for the lives of those 2 grade experts, only a mere 3 ounces of precious tea were harvested. Rumors in the martial arts world say that whoever is lucky enough to taste that divine liquid will immediately break the shackles of the 9 heavens realm. It is just that the price to be paid is truly too cruel." Upon hearing this, both could not help but feel an icy shiver. Using the blood of 9-star martial emperors just to water a tree was indeed a brutal method beyond imagination. Bei Ming Lai Feng suddenly asked, "Brother Tu Mao, using such a precious treasure to entertain us, you surely have some motive." Nguyen Tu Mao laughed it off and replied, "There is indeed a bit of private motivation. I only hope that when we take the stage to compete, my 2 close friends can hold back and show me a little leniency." Bei Ming Lai Feng's eyes flashed with a witty look as he smiled and asked if Tu Mao also wanted to vie for the affection of his own cousin, or if he was coveting that generous betrothal gift. Nguyen Tu Mao put on a miserable face and said that Lai Feng was teasing him. "That betrothal gift means essentially nothing to the 3 of us. My cousin and I were childhood friends. I hope you 2 will consider our bond and fulfill this wish. I will surely repay you in the future." Cheng Hao Myro rolled his eyes and casually remarked, "Even if the 2 of us don't go all out, do you believe, Tu Mao, that you can defeat all the talents in the world?" Nguyen Tu Mao gave a proud smile and confidently declared, among the young heroes of this age, who else is worthy besides the three of us? I truly look down upon the crowd out there. Bei Ming Lai Feng laughed and said, I bear the title of the #1 talent of the northern region, but it is just a hollow reputation. I'm quite ashamed. I have always wanted to ask you two for further guidance in martial arts. How could I easily pass up such a good opportunity? However, since Tu Mao has spoken, I will give you some face. As for the repayment, I'm hesitant to speak up. I only wish to be allowed to choose a volume of the Jiang family martial records from among the gifts. Nguyen Tu Mao nodded in agreement. That item is already included in the betrothal gifts. As long as I take the top spot, there's no issue. I'm not sure what Hao Mero thinks. Tua Hao Miu laughed loudly. Parhar, I'm not very interested in the betrothal gifts or the beauties, but this blood tea is another story. Nguyen Tu Mao smiled sadly. I didn't expect Hao Miu to still be so attached to blood tea, but it's a pity that high-grade ones are truly rare. Tua Hao Miu replied, I understand. I don't need the tea itself. I just want to ask if Red Moon City uses the blood of a martial emperor to nurse them. If so, that martial emperor is surely done for. What I desire is the soul of a martial emperor, since it would go to waste otherwise. Just let me take care of it. 10 imperial souls will settle the matter. If Tu Mao agrees, I'll only put on a half-hearted performance in the next arena match. The number of 10 imperial souls left both Nguyen Tu Mao and Backman Lai Feng stunned. They both clearly understood that the Ghost Guard sex cultivation technique required countless souls. Both were concerned about how far those 10 martial emperor souls would help Tua Hao Miu advance. After all, the three were still rifles, and no one wanted to see another gain such a significant advantage alone. Nguyen Tu Mao thought for a moment and then spoke. Red Moon City doesn't currently have enough 10 imperial souls, but I promise we will provide them in full within the next 5 years. Tua Hao Miu frowned, looking dissatisfied. In 5 years, the yellow flowers will have already withered. 3 years maximum, or else I will be forced to use my strength to become the son-in-law of Red Moon City. A simmering anger rose within Nguyen Tu Mao. He wasn't afraid of Tua Hao Miu, but because he valued this marriage so much, he wanted everything to be settled definitely. Only then did he grit his teeth and agree. Fine, 3 years it is. The successful pact made Tua Hao Miu laugh heartily, leaving the other two feeling quite irritated. Nguyen Tu Mao said, it's getting late. Let us enter the Breeze and Clear Moon Pavilion to meet the talents from all over. Tua Hao Miu asked skeptically, aren't we already inside the pavilion? Nguyen Tu Mao explained that while this was indeed the place, today the heroes would gather at the main building currently floating up there in midair. Immediately after, under the control of masters, the building slowly ascended, perching at a height of 1,000 feet amidst the shrouding mist. Nguyen Tu Mao added, first, as a host, I must go down to receive the guests. If you two are free, please come along for fun. Shortly after, the dragon carriage pulled by 4 majestic martial emperor-level killing horses emerged from the pavilion, gliding slowly through the air. At Red Moon City right now, the front of the Breeze and Clear Moon Pavilion was packed with young talents arriving to seek their fortune. Simply setting foot inside to listen once would be enough to make one's reputation soar and status rise, but the entrance was not open to everyone. Everyone waited anxiously for a chance to participate. Nin Hangfeng maintained a cold expression and shouted loudly. This gathering was initiated by young Master Nguyen Tu Mao to meet with heroes. We will discuss martial arts and view treasures. Only those with ability may enter. Your referee should disappear from my sight. The martial artists below stared blankly at the pavilion ruling over the azure clouds. Even as locals of Red Moon City, it was rare for them to witness such a magnificent sight. Nin Hangfeng's voice echoed, announcing that any young martial artist at the martial venerable level or high had the right to try. Immediately, a variety of opinions broke out below, and someone shouted with fervor, why are you still standing there? The commander has given the green light. Brothers, let's charge forward. If we win, we'll reach immortality in a single step and gain fame everywhere. Just as he was filled with high morale, suddenly, from afar, 4 killing horses pulling a dragon carriage came rushing forward, with brilliant radiance emitting beneath their feet and white clouds swirling magnificently around them. Those standing in the way were thrown to either side by the powerful current of air, tumbling repeatedly onto the ground.